Good morning, good afternoon, good evening wherever you are. The stream is about to start. Grab your favorite drink. Sit back and relax. You're chilling with HexAsians. With your host, Crypto Vince, Uncle Kevin Hex, and Middle Class Working Man.
HexAsians? Nice.
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa! Emotional damage! Give me sushi!
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Well, we say Namaste, HexAsians. Welcome to the live stream where everything is made up and the hex price doesn't matter. And I hope those who are listening to us for a long time know the drill. Let us know in chat what you guys are drinking. Well, I finished my drink, so I'll just show you a photo of what I was drinking. Can you show it? Can you show it, MC?
All right. Hold on.
Milkies.
Where are we? Here we go. Milkies.
I'm drinking
That's a lot of milkies.
strawberry yogurt. Oh my God. Tasty.
New feeling of soda.
good.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay.
Just when
Yeah,
they
it
thought they
tastes-
couldn't carbonate yogurt, they do.
Did the whales get harpooned? What's going on?
Oh yeah, Wales has disappeared. I don't know. I didn't
They
know.
came after him.
Oh, who
He
did
descended.
now?
He descended. He's going to get some krill.
Okay, if that's what he is. All right, it's time for me to show my drink. Let's have a look. There we go. Chuai.
All
Peach.
right. Peach. Nice.
Yeah.
By Takara.
Yep. Cost me an arm and a leg.
Eh,
Why? How much?
$7 or something.
$7 Australian.
Yep. It's probably
Wow.
like a third of the price where you are. So there you go.
Yeah, that's silly. Actually, it's about 300 yen over here. 320 yen or so.
Yeah, half price.
uh,
Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. Is that a special Red Bull? I'm assuming that's referring
Yeah.
to D's can.
The one that has milk coming
no.
out of it.
Oh dear,
No.
dear.
I'm
Oh, hang on.
drinking Monster beverage, Cuba Libre flavor. Do they
Care
have
to
that in the
elaborate?
States?
What's that?
Do they have Cuba Libre? It's like a cola and lemon flavor.
Oh. I thought it would be like spicy or something. Like,
I tried finding it here as well. Not available.
It's freaking fantastic. Fantastic.
One more reason to visit Japan.
Yes. Yeah, your money goes a long way here now. The yen is just falling down like crazy. It perked up a little bit at the end of last week, but nope.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on over
cheaper to
and take
get
a look.
gas. Gas off base is cheaper than getting it on base now.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Huh.
So you don't have it in the States. Oh, well, that's too bad, man. I'll when I move away, I'm going to miss this beverage. I'll tell you, things are very difficult to find, around Tokyo or in Japan in general right now. We can't get, I haven't seen, King, have you seen mozzarella cheese kind of drying up? Canned corn?
Yep.
What
Snickers.
else? I haven't
No
seen
way.
a Snickers in a while. Yeah.
Yep.
It's the weirdest things are just like not around. Something else I tried to get too. Oh, like imported. We had this imported thing called Roasty from Switzerland that we got addicted to. It's like it's prepared hash browns. They're already cut and seasoned in like a zipped bag or something. You squeeze it out and you fry it right in the pan. Super convenient, easy. Everyone loves them for breakfast and even dinner. So can't get those anymore either. Potatoes because McDonald's ran out of potatoes the other week. Remember that one?
Yeah. Yep.
Roasty.
French
That
fries.
stuff is awesome. Awesome.
Or they would give you the small French fry instead of the medium.
Yeah, that's right. They rationed it out. Yep.
Oh, there you go. It's a Swiss dish. Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse my English. It's very late at night, and all my Asian accents would just pop back out quite mysteriously. Anyway, let's have a look. Miss Exquisite says she had a nice mojito wine tonight. Did they come in wine? I'm not really sure.
Mojito wine? Is that
Wow.
Is that a combination of wine and mojito? How do you do that?
Don't know. We'll
Maybe
wait
it was
for
like
the
a wine
reply.
cooler or something.
All right. And I stubbed my crypto says getting down on some tap water. Okay.
Nice.
Well, nice to be hydrated. Yeah, I think that's really it. Let's have a look. No one else is drinking. I know Mr. Alon is drinking water and driving at the same time. So drink and drive. It's a big no-no. I think he stopped anyway. And
Crypto
Non's
Gains Club
just got coffee.
And, yep.
There you go.
And Crypto Gains Club is drinking a coffee emoji.
You can't drink that.
What?
Anyway. All right. Is everyone else enjoying Richard's content this week? I think he was on... Was he on one Spaces where everyone allowed him to speak at least?
Yep.
When was this?
Against the Tone Vase.
Oh, that was the Tone Vase one?
Another round 2 with Tone Vase, yeah.
Yeah,
there
that
was another one though with the NFT guys.
I love Richard's dig when Tone Vase was like being quiet, and at one moment he's calling up his homies.
Yeah. Lifeline.
He doesn't have the answer. He's calling his homies right now. That was very funny. It was typical Richard, but otherwise it was very respectful. I mean, for whatever. Tone only feels, he likes to surround himself by his sycophants. Otherwise, he can't speak because he's got testicles the size of pinheads.
Yep.
But otherwise, it was good.
Yeah, I like Richard's new idea of cutting the miners in on the fraud. Give them 10% of the hack, and he didn't have no answer for that because, of course, if you're talking about possibly billions of dollars, I'll give you 10% of that. They're not gonna block those coins. They're gonna let them ride through.
Richard, the miners are beyond reproach. I don't know how they could ever be coerced. It's a very secure network, and I couldn't see them ever rolling back the door.
Damn, we really do have some bays on today. That was pretty good, Papa.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, and I'm sorry, both at the same time. That there is a dictionary definition of schmuck, and it's got that gentleman's face right next to it.
That show with the financial safari guys, that was a pretty good one. That was like,
excellent. Excellent.
That's like ground. Yeah, that was like ground level hex, like for the noobs.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. That's a total open door onboarding tool. Take it. It was deliciously edited for the perfect tempo, the perfect back and forth. But damn it, it was edited perfectly. So I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, they didn't. They stood away from the scam, the early days of Hex, like what's the scam. They just didn't even bother with that. They just went right for the everything good about it, and let's hear it. Yep.
It was beautiful. Richard closed the gap too. He said, here are the attributes of a scam, and here's here's the challenges that we've withstood, and yeah, let's get into it. I loved it. It was really great.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think? Middle class, D-Raj?
Yeah, the spaces part, like it was crazy. Like his Toneways' argument, like, oh, I will be running my own node, so nobody can tamper with the blockchain. Like, bro, like you running a node doesn't make a difference. Like if you are the only one, even if you are the only one putting up the right info on the blockchain, if the other miners agree, then you are the one being forked out of the chain. So it doesn't really make sense. And but my favorite part was when Richard called everyone like, you guys are selling snake oil. I remember that.
It's like,
he told that.
Okay.
But hey, guys, who was talking this same language a few weeks back? Not even a few weeks back. Just 2 episodes ago on this channel. So you see, I have come to know some of the influencers in Hex silently watch this show just to take up talking points for their show. And luckily for them, we are in the beginning of the week, so that's how information and words that are said on this stream spread out among the Hex community. So what I'm saying is, if you want to stay up to date, this is the place to be. And we need just 5 more subscribers to hit the magic number, 666. So if you haven't already, please subscribe.
I think
D-Raj, out of all of India, all you need is 3.
Yeah, I hope so. They will get it. But apparently this channel is kind of shadow banned. I don't know if it is really like, because YouTube is like coming out and saying, yes, we are doing this manually. Like people, like they are banning channels which are not kind of advertiser friendly. So, but I don't know it applies to a small channel like this. But big influencers are already talking about it because they compare their video views on YouTube versus Odyssey. Things which are like in trend on YouTube get twice the views than which are not, whereas in Odyssey they are getting the same views. Like, I think I tweeted about it, but anyways. The other thing was regarding the Twitter Spaces. The who was that? Miss Tin Crypto. I think she was like, which crypto will you use for paying for coffee at a coffee shop? Like,
Coffee coin, of course.
like I was like, yeah, pretty girls don't have to pay for coffee. There will be some simp who will be ready to pay for your coffee at every
Oh,
coffee store.
shit.
First of all, if you're smart enough, or at least, yeah,
I would
somebody
go to a
will take you to
Starbucks.
the, yeah,
I would go to a Starbucks in 2030, but they wouldn't be able to break a hex.
Yeah.
maybe,
Do you have
but
anything smaller?
or at least like the guy will take you to the Starbucks just to know your name the day after. Uh, but that's another thing. But frankly speaking, like here, I think we have talked about this earlier.
Because you said 2030, and I thought to myself, you know how much this has been memed, and after 5 years, you're still shit at 20K. Oh my god.
So cheap. So cheap.
That is awesome.
You see Richard making these rounds. Kitco News, David Lynn reached out to Richard saying, "Yo, we need to do an update." So yeah, that's coming up.
That's who we need to be talking to, not these broke ass Bitcoin maxis that can't figure out it's 2022. They don't matter.
Yep.
They're irrelevant.
They still think they're early.
You know, I'm still kind of.
Go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
No, I'm still salty about that Kitco news. Like, they had this interview with Richard right when the sacrifice phase was getting over. I think so they split up their interview, and the last part where Richard was talking about how the sacrifice is getting over, that they released after the sacrifice was over.
Oh, you're
So,
right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
So,
Good memory.
yeah.
Good
Yo,
memory. I forgot about that.
I never forget. Like, I hold a grudge for a lifetime. So, yeah.
Hey, T-Bird.
Well, maybe that's a good
cross
thing
D.
because maybe that's a
Don't
good
cross
thing.
us.
So if there's two parts for this new one, maybe they'll release it as post-chain launches.
Who knows?
But I think like they are kind of getting anxious regarding their pulse chain sacrifice. Like, if they did that, it's like 90% sure that they sacrificed for a pulse chain. So I guess they are going to interview Richard like, oh, please can we have our pulse chain now?
When's Pulse Chain? When Pulse
when pulse
Chain?
chain when pulse chain, sir.
Sir.
And then Richard disappears and they roll back.
Too funny, man.
And it's gone.
He's passed away, hasn't he?
No. I don't actually know, but I don't think so.
Really?
Would have heard something about that.
Oh, I'm thinking of Simply
Papa,
Irresistible.
please don't do that. Please don't.
Simply Red.
Please don't do that. Like, is this guy still alive? Is this guy? We did that.
Well, you know, at my age, you gotta
This guy
ask.
still alive?
Gotta be
that
sure.
guy die?
I think the biggest question is Tone still alive? So, yes.
Well, we all know he's not, but he'll act like he is.
Oh my god.
Now he tries to say, I'm going back to trading and all this other. He's given up basically on Bitcoin. That's what it sounded like to me.
His excuse for being a trading expert who never trades is that he's constantly traveling, so he can't take the trade. Like, as you can see in my judgment, we're looking at a 2 going into a 3. I would have taken that trade if I wasn't traveling and eating meat with someone else on the road. By the way, come to my course and come and see and meet me. Maybe take me to dinner. Feed me meat. I love it. I'm not a good trader because I'm traveling. Duh.
Really? Really?
Oh,
Really?
shit.
That's real?
That's real.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, listen, his
But
excuse is always, I missed that because I thought was
That's a good one.
eating and
Never heard
meeting
that one
people.
before.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
He always has an excuse. We had a guy in the chat in the chat that would come by, and he would come in and say, "Oh, I'm seeing this great opportunity, and if it does this, it'll do that, and if it does this, it'll do that." But yeah, so stay tuned because we're gonna come in strong, me and my investor buddies. And then he'd come in the next day and we'd say, "So did you take it? Because it did what you said." "No, I didn't see the conviction that, or the volume wasn't exactly right like I thought. So And then after like the fifth or sixth time he did this, I said, "Dude, you're coming in this chat and you're deliberately trying to sway the opinions
Of others.
of the plebs here." No, I don't think I'm doing. No, you are, because they're listening to you. You're telling them basically that you're going to take in a voluminous trade at certain levels, and then you go take a powder, and they think because it hit that they should do it, but it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that they created for you, but you still didn't take any position. So what the fuck is your game? And then I banned him from the chat. Because I said,
Ridiculous.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, right? These guys that they just freaking swaying the opinions of the plebs, and they take it very seriously because they come in with charts and they're talking shit. And then they're like, it's definitely going to do this.
And sophisticated when they don't even got a clue.
Yep.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, man. And time on time, there was always an excuse why he didn't take the position. I'm like, you're coming into a hex-related chat. I'm just going to ask you plain and simple, do you either hold hex or do you stake hex? Well, no, I get the fuck out of here.
Wow, the dumbass wasn't even smart enough to lie and say yes.
Exactly. Well, after months of him coming in saying, this is gonna be great, and me and my buddies are gonna fucking come in with a $500,000 commit, and
what
I'm
a
like,
schmuck. Could have just lied, bro.
Yep.
Too late now.
Well, good thing you banned him and throw him out.
Yeah, that was great. That was so fake.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
Ripped out the high. But anyway, this douche started his own chat, so
good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
If you want to hear great, amazing trading calls, go to that chat.
That nobody's ever gonna take.
No one takes. But you could help me to make the position that I need to get out.
Right.
Be my exit equity.
Exit liquidity.
Yeah, exit liquidity.
Thank you.
Did
again.
Fucker.
Did you guys see Hex is the way talking about the announcement of Hex being purchasable via Coinbase now?
You mean Coinbase wallet?
Yeah, I guess there's a way to.
That's not new,
yeah,
bro.
there's a DApp or
It's
something.
not new.
That's so old.
And,
I don't even know why. You probably forgot about it. That's how old it is.
Yeah. It's old news, but it's good to give a reminder to all the new folk. But the thing is, you are getting a really bad deal. Well, why if you are doing that? Because what Coinbase does is it converts USDC on the open market, like on Uniswap itself, and gives you hex, and they take an additional cut there. So for small amount, so for a small amount it may be okay, but if you are really going to want to buy it, buy a little bit of USDC and ETH on Coinbase and put a what you call limit order on matcha.xyz, which kind of reminded me, like I had a friend who told me that matcha.xyz has a lot of problems getting orders executed. Of course they have their own kind of arbitrage bot which fills those orders. Sometimes the price, even though it may show up on other exchanges like Uniswap, V1 V2, the price you had put may be hit, but on matcha it will not hit. There is always this slight difference. The other thing is, don't put too many limit orders at the same time. That could also be one of the reasons. Some of, because yeah, ideally on a, what we do on a normal exchange, you scale into the position. So if you want to buy at like 4 cents when the price is 5 cents, you put an order at 4.5, 4.2, 4 and 4. So like split up the order, so at least some of your orders get definitely hit if the trade moves the other way. So yeah, point is, if you're buying or putting limit orders on matcha, don't put too many orders from the same wallet at once. Just either use different wallets and put different orders at different levels, or just wait for it to get filled, uh, yeah, and pray.
Who the hell is unwrapping a sandwich in here?
Nobody.
Someone's like unwrapping with like aluminum foil rattling around.
Focus,
What the hell's
Papa.
that?
Focus. Jesus.
Come on
Christ.
now.
The reason why I mentioned the Coinbase thing, even if it's old news or new,
Well,
is the
apparently
guy
it's
that
new somehow.
yeah, some sort of DApp or something.
Yeah,
But
well,
the reason why I mention it even more is that the one of the guys that I brought in that I initially told about it in like late 20
mm,
that he went and looked for it on Coinbase, didn't see it, and he stopped like asking me about it. And then I approached him like maybe a few months later, like, hey, what's up with Hex? He's like, oh, I'm like, I didn't see it on Coinbase. I'm like, dude, you need to get it. And he came in with like 80K.
yo, but
so.
that's your fault, bro. That's your fault.
Hold on, I was waiting for the public service announcement, so just hang on there, T-Bird. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah,
Uh-oh,
we'll talk
we'll be
about
back.
that. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. But yeah, yo, that's your fault because you gotta tell them that shit ain't on Coinbase. These plebs ain't gonna know, bro.
Yep.
That's why you gotta tell them, man. So that's kind of your fault.
Yeah. I thought I was dealing with a.
Nah,
I guess I gotta
lying,
go
bro.
basic with
Yeah,
like, down to the.
hell yeah. These cats be lying, man. Don't let none of these people tell you they know. They don't know nothing. You gotta realize the only people that know crypto are the people you know, and that's within the Hex community, and that is a stretch as well. So, yeah.
Yep.
T-Rush had to go play with his aluminum foil, I guess.
No, it's causing the Wi-Fi to drop out. There we go. He's back.
He's going to make a hat out of it. Listen, guys, public service announcement. Yesterday it was identified that there was a 100,000 unit dusting attack labeled as Hex, seemingly coming from Hex.com. There's another one that came from something like Hex Accelerator or something like that. It was something else, but not everybody received it. So
There were two.
Please.
There was one trying to swipe
Yeah.
people's Hedron, and then the one you're talking about.
oh no, there's a third one then. Well, what's this one about Hedron?
It was some
Oh, wow.
type of giveaway or some sort. There's all kinds of attacks.
Oh, there's like they're going to come in heavy
Yeah,
very
because
soon.
we're a scam coin. Don't forget.
Of course. The point is that if you get an airdrop, it's and you don't know anything about where it came from or anything, don't
Don't
freaking
touch it.
interact with it.
Do
Don't
not
touch it. Don't try to send it to don't send it anywhere. Don't try to sell it. Don't do shit with it.
Act like it
Just
doesn't
leave it be.
exist. Yeah, just
Yep.
act like it doesn't exist. You weren't waiting for
Leave
it.
it.
Nobody told you about it, so it ain't yours to touch. It's a scam.
Ideally,
Especially if
if
it's
you
grayed out.
have ideally if you have liquid tokens on the wallet that has been dusted, just move those coins to another wallet.
That's
For
a good call.
that yeah, if you have a kind of a locals or called a native hex stake, you cannot do anything about it. So yeah, don't touch
It's
anything.
it's benign until you interact with it. So it does nothing.
Yeah.
It cannot release a payload. It cannot get a permission until you grant it a permission. So please, an allowance is not granted, then it stays totally inert. Don't touch it, and it'll be fine. Just ignore it.
And so people were asking, how is it that the airdrop seems to be from the hex.com wallet or maybe something similar. So what they are doing is they are putting false data on the blockchain so that the block explorer, that is etherscan, reads it as if the uh, um, coins are moving from another wallet where they are actually not coming from that wallet. So it was something I had like wondered about. So if you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get caught slipping out here. Please be mindful of what you interact with on the internet. There are no giveaways in crypto, only airdrops and forks. And be mindful that if you're the only one that knows about it, it's probably a scam. That's the telltale sign, because if ain't nobody else talking about it, it's a scam. And if everybody else is talking about it, they're going to tell you, hey, go get that free money or don't touch that. There's no in between here.
Yep. Use several data points to confirm.
Yes, please.
And this community is very chatty about this type of thing. Hopefully not a lot of people fell for this. There's at least one confirmed that came forward on Twitter saying, oh, damn, I fell for that. What do I do now? And that was that.
Yeah. So guys, we have kind of a full house with viewers, 33 viewers, I guess. So that's the most we get usually. So I wanted to discuss this, my hypothesis now, before other people put me down that this is crazy or wrong. It's okay. It's just my hypothesis. It can be wrong, but maybe just have a different kind of opinion is what I'm saying, or a different way to look at things. And yeah, it will be a talking point for other influencers throughout the week. So my theory regarding the upcoming rate hikes from the Fed, if you guys know, like last month Fed announced they had raised interest rates by 75 bips. Then again, what followed was a kind of a crash in the market. Now I think I don't know whether we discussed this on stream or in the green room, that it's all about how much a raise is expected versus the actual uh, raise.
Crazy.
So initially, so initially they had expected a 50 points raise, but the actual raise was 75 bips. So there was this kind of a sell off in the market. Now they are expecting 75. So if they increase it by another 75, it's kind of considered as good news. If but my expectation is they will increase it by at least 100 bips or 1%, uh, which will may bring down the crypto market in the short term, but in the long term, sorry, in the long term, we may see an upward trend in crypto market, because if you have noticed, like, yeah, we have kind of bottomed out, at least the BTC price kind of bottomed out at 16 or 17k, and it has been steadily rising. So why that is my hypothesis is, when the Fed raises interest rates, it becomes difficult for normal banks to or commercial banks to get money from the Fed. So they usually try to get money from what are called dark pools, or basically retailers. How are they going to do that? That is, they are going to give a slightly better yield on their bonds, or whatever, maybe bonds, or time deposits or savings account. So this will kind of improve yield there. So what happens is, who has a lot of money in bonds and T-bills is two main companies which with regards to crypto, namely Circle and Tether. So both Circle and Tether hold what are called cash equivalents. So basically bonds and T-bills and uh, kind of certificates of deposit. So these are going to give them more yield. So basically, Circle and Tether will have more USDC in their bank account. So when they have more USDC in their bank account, they are able to print more USDC and USDT. Now, of course, they have the Tether especially has the capability of printing as much as they want. But yeah, they kind of have to respect the market as well. So they kind of do go berserk sometime, but usually, if they are having more USDC in their bank account, they will print more USDC and USDT. And what happens with this USDC and USDT? It goes into yield farming, into DeFi, and mainly into the Bitcoin market. And that, what do you do with that? You buy up Bitcoin and pump the price, and so when things are due, you can sell them off later and get more USDC. That is how the crypto machine works. This is my hypothesis. If you have any rebuttals or counterpoints, please go ahead. I will be on mute for a little while. I'll be back in a minute.
I think if they don't, if they're trying to really handle inflation, they need to raise it 9% or more. All these little, all these little, percentages or half a percent of a percent raises is nothing. It does nothing for the American people as far as retail, buying stuff, food, gas. Those little raises only helps the elite in the banks. It has nothing to do with us. So unless they, like I said,
If he did, that wouldn't be a nice thing to say, man. Come on. You could have
No,
remarked about his
the
hair
thing,
being sloppy. That's all. But eyes, come on.
no, I didn't have laser surgery. It's just that I've changed a bit of lighting settings, and there is too much of glare in the glasses. I still have them, and I don't really need glasses to see. Like, my vision is kind of okay. My, what you call, power is minus 1. So power of glasses is minus
you
1.
need. Do you
So
wear them when you play badminton? You need them to see the birdie,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So you need them. Don't lie.
No, it's for the chicks. You know that.
Uh,
What? P-Raj don't wear
yeah,
glasses? What?
yeah. I have to.
Chicks love
I have
glasses.
to wear that. I have to wear that because of, like, having proper depth perception. So yeah, it's like, uh,
It also
I
protects your
just
eyes
wear,
too.
yeah, yeah.
He gets in he goes and he shit talks the biggest guy in the bar, and then he says, "You wouldn't hit a man with glasses, would you?"
Proceeds to fall down.
Gets me the manager.
No. If I get into a fight with a big guy in the bar, my strategy is simple: punch him in the balls and run away. That's
That's
it.
right. Smart guy. That's how you stay alive,
Right.
baby.
Yep.
Yep.
Goddamn right.
Never be at the place.
Says, "No need to fight. May I
Hey, man,
serenade you
there's
with
no
my
rules in the
golden
street.
mic?"
Ain't no rules in the street fight. That's all I know.
Somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
I
That's
think the
good enough.
news.
Oh, right.
I think the more interesting news is one about the Russia and China official announcement of a new
Oh,
global
yes.
reserve currency,
It's
and the other one
official
out
on
of
their
Texas.
side.
Yeah, that's official. And Saudis joined the BRICS, so that's official.
Mhm.
And the other one was the female billionaire in Texas buying 1 million silver eagles, and she wants to buy $1 billion worth of silver.
I
We've seen this one
she
before. It
wasn't
didn't work out too well last time either, so I don't know. She might want to rethink that one. Yeah.
the millionaire who bought those silver eagle, wasn't she the one who kind of inherited it from, like, she inherited the oil business from her husband, deceased husband,
Possibly, yeah,
I
because
think.
she's out of
Yeah,
Texas,
and
so yeah, that's probably a
she did kind of some tax loophole where she came out with her, oh, the evaluation of the company was wrong. It's actually worth more, so she got a kind of a tax break. I think she's the one. So
That's funny.
yeah, the rules are not same for everyone.
yep.
People rich get away with a
Well, the
lot of
thing
things,
is that
but
even if she buys $1 billion in silver, right, it's still only worth what the market prices it at, right? Like, it doesn't matter that she's buying $1 billion in silver. There's still a shit ton of silver, and the overall market is still suppressing the value multiple times over $1 billion. So it's in fact irrelevant. JP Morgan and company don't care. They got billions and trillions to spare. Pro tip.
but
Is she
the
taking
thing is,
physical custody of it, by the way?
Physical, yep. Physical,
Don't
yep.
matter.
So, can you imagine the size of the damn vault she would need to build to house that much
She's a
silver?
billionaire, bro. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah,
the fact
but
But $1
is,
billion worth of silver is ridiculous.
well, the fact remains, bro. The value of it is still equivalent to what the market prices it at.
Sure.
Unless she's literally gonna plan to sell a damn only physical, right, and not account for it on paper. Unless that billion is disappearing, essentially, it's irrelevant. That's
I got it.
So,
She's gonna have a money room like Scrooge McDuck, and she's gonna go
Swimming
backstroke
in
in the coins.
but you get what I'm saying? Like the value is still equivalent to the market value. So it doesn't matter that she's buying the physical asset itself, because the overall market is saying it's worth X regardless of what you paid for it. This is why crypto is still superior.
yeah,
It's just
Right.
always going to win.
I think that's in preparation to she sees the writing on the wall of
Right,
fiat
right,
currencies
right.
are gonna
She
yeah.
ain't
So
gonna-
she
she
needs
don't
to
know
hold
better.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she don't know better. That's fine. I'm just saying, from an overall
but-
perspective.
Say, did you chaps
Yeah.
notice there was a write-up that ranked the top 100 richest people in crypto, and Richard was like number 38?
Nah.
Did you hear about this?
No.
He's
Where is
reportedly
he?
he's worth 500 mil. Which is kind of, I'm happy with that because,
It doesn't matter,
That-
bro. It's his pocket.
well, I'm happy that right there states there's no way that the OA is in his. It's not his. So there you go.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, I don't. He doesn't need Hex at all. He already has Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Absolutely,
I don't understand what the
absolutely.
confusion is. Only
No,
morons can't figure that out.
there's no confusion. I'm saying that
No.
it's great to see that even that stands testament to his not being the OA.
I guess. I mean, it doesn't really
Uh,
mean
yeah,
anything because the people saying it are going to continue to say it.
these rich lists are kind of made up. Like
Of
these
course they
are
are.
numbers that have been just disclosed. Nobody and Richard says this quite often. He doesn't want to disclose how much he has or anything. So these are just
Of course.
assumptions. Let's see. Yeah, like
But yeah. Anyway, it
but
was
yeah,
fine.
they have a good kind. They have like value in getting clout. Like this is something I found or have experienced. Like people follow these rich guys
Yeah,
more.
just because they're rich.
Yeah, yeah, because they're rich. Like uh, the
It's the
thing is,
freaking weirdest thing. It's
even
the
in the
weirdest.
hex community, like yeah, they follow all the
Yep.
whales and so-called sharks who dump other coins on their heads after pumping them. Like
Yeah,
I
it's really
say
weird,
it's
right?
okay, it's okay, it's okay. The thing is, I don't know where I read it. Like I think it's from the Dark Psychology book by Corporate Machiavelli. Yeah,
That's a good one.
shout out to Crypto Wins for
Yeah,
Yeah, Vince.
uh, promoting it and
Yeah,
introducing me to it. Like
yeah. He put it out there. I
people,
think, if I remember correctly.
yeah, we kind of advertised it on this stream couple of times. Probably add a link in for it later, but yeah, people respect you in the proportion of how much value they can expect to gain from you.
Yep.
So
Expect to gain,
if
not provide value. It's very important
so
people hear that.
yeah, like so they think that just because he or she is a shark, he will kind of help them if they are following him.
It's just a
So
weird from a thought. I don't
it's
get
a
it.
weird,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't get
yeah.
it.
Human psyche is kind of messed up. Nobody knows, like psychology is weird.
I guess that's a nexus of comfort, complacency, how humans like to not have to do anything, right? Because there are though that subset of the human psyche where if a human is comfortable enough to not do anything, they won't. This is how we live in the current, well, at least people in cities live in the current state that they live in where they don't even know how to grow food. Because that's pretty dangerous, right? 100 years ago, that was the deadly thing to, that was a deadly position to be in. Now it's like it doesn't matter, right? So maybe that's where that comes from. I don't know. But it's
Yeah.
got to be something like that, some type of crutch that we tack onto. You know what I mean? Something weird, bro, because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So again, like I had a point to make. Like yeah. So rather, that's why I follow the law of the jungle. I stated multiple number of times. There is this saying in that, like
Hmm.
the jackal may follow the tiger, but cub, when your whiskers have grown,
Uh,
remember the wolf is a hunter. So go get food thine own. So yeah, if you are jackals follow tigers, wolf hunt for their own. So decide who you want to be.
yep.
Kind of. So, yeah. Uh, yeah. One last thing we had a plan to do. We wanted to try something new in this stream. We were going to react to a video. It's the strike CEO. He's giving a interview on Bloomberg. regarding strike using Lightning Network, and it has so many stupidities in that.
Let's do it. Should be good
So
then.
like
If D can't contain
yeah,
himself, this gotta be good.
yeah,
Explain it and go.
yeah. You go. Take it and go.
Okay,
Take it and
right.
go.
Something else got hacked. Nice. I don't even keep up with all this stuff anymore.
I don't even know what this is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is either.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy.
It's like chump chain, man.
Yeah, it is true too.
Yeah.
Hey, D, so before I play this video, so because I don't know how the audio situation is going to be, because that audio is going to come through from my computer to the stream, so I think it will be a mishmash on whoever's listening. So I think you said to me earlier you wanted me to play a certain section, and then if you want to pause and make a comment, I suggest you put your hand up like that, and then I'll know, because that way, because I think our audio is
Yeah,
going to
that
be a
should work.
mishmash.
Or
Yeah, let's do
just break, like take a break after every minute. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
raising hand should work, but
Yeah, because I can see it's a visual signal. It's easier for me. Okay, let's do that. What is this? Web3.
Audio's favorite. This
Oh,
is how
look.
we do it.
He's got a question, Dorsey.
We
Yeah,
do
he's
not have an
pausing the
answer,
screen.
sir.
Yeah.
All right,
Perhaps
let's go.
Raise your
Dorsey's
hand.
hand
Ask
up
the question,
emoji would like
don't
to
just
drink
raise
the
your
coffee
hand.
emoji.
All right, let's do it.
You've grown up. You're digitally native, right? I mean, the white paper was released when you were like 14 or 15. So how did you get into the payments? How did you work out that we could use Bitcoin essentially to make frictionless payments across borders?
Yeah, this is a long story. I'm looking at the clock right here. I'll keep it 60 seconds. But I've been in Bitcoin close to a decade, which is crazy. I look like I'm 12. Actually, it's not that funny. It sucks. I'm 28. So I've been in Bitcoin since my late teens. I got into it. So my grandfather was the chairman of the Chicago Board of Trade. My dad founded and ran one of the bigger discount futures brokerages. So I was growing up in my living room. All these big Chicago guys were building positions 2012, 2013, 2014. I knew the CME was going to build a product on this thing long before anyone else did, but just because I was eating dinner with the guys, right? And
Yep.
Insider trading, more like.
Yeah, insider trading, that apart. First of all, who would say this guy looks like 12, man? Like
Nobody.
so cringe. And maybe if he stopped wearing a hat indoors, maybe people would think that he is at least of what you call understanding age. Mentally developed enough, like yeah, if you started with crypto at 14 years of age, if your parents are already millionaires, yeah, you can be
I mean,
doing
hold
these
on.
things,
Not
like,
only are they millionaires, they're tied
when
into the central exchanges of America. Like, these are not people that are not important. There's a reason that a guy is up there talking to these clowns on Bloomberg. He's connected. CME, CBOT, major players. Go ahead, brother.
No, I remember, like, when I was 14, like I had to like think twice before asking my dad for extra pocket money if I had to buy something. Usually I would like try to save up somewhere, like maybe walk instead of taking the bus or rickshaw, like kind of thing. Like, and this guy has thousands of dollars to put into crypto
Man,
while he's doing that. Yeah, so
he didn't have to earn
first of
money.
all,
He
yeah,
had money given to him. So, yeah.
so that look at the face, he is exactly paused up. His face. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
Is
go
this
ahead.
Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine?
Now you
Yeah.
Close enough.
There you go.
Close enough.
I remember.
Remember?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
One.
yeah.
What
So,
was this?
yeah, yeah,
Running
yeah.
drug runner.
Ready to go? Keep going.
Anyways, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Play it and go.
It's not playing.
So my first foray was Bitcoin as this asset. It was like this commodity, very similar to gold. A lot of those guys early on saw the asymmetry in the asset, and its scarcity was really important to them. Fast forward, my work on the Lightning Network was to help those guys out. There were two main problems with Bitcoin, call it a la 2017. So I hope, I'm looking at the audience, I hope you guys are following. So this is like 5 years ago. The two big head of the New York Times, like Bitcoin sucks, and here's why. One was the variable amount of time it takes for a Bitcoin payment to be deemed final. It's like, it was kind of unclear. When's it going to get into the blockchain? No one really knows. That was a variable. And then the variable cost is that it was a fee market and the market was free. And so the fees could hike on you. And so it was those two variables, time and cost. And so Lightning, for those that don't know, was a protocol that was designed to fix that for Bitcoin. And ideally, if you could fix the variable amount of time and the variable amount of cost for a Bitcoin transaction to be final, then a very...
So first of all, he's starting off with the word salad, and he had already said like I will try explain it in 60 seconds, and he
3 minutes
had
later.
already gone over. He going like what asymmetrical asset or asymmetrical doesn't even make sense. It's just buzzwords. Like yeah, I think Bitcoin was deemed a commodity, or rather. Uh, Property by the SEC some time ago, so that was already kind of sorted out. But yeah, the digital gold narrative sticks, and yeah, he himself is pointing out the flaws of the fee system. Like Bitcoin fees can hike anytime, and the sometimes you have to wait for 6 hours to get complete confirmation that the transaction has taken place. And by the way, there is no complete finality in Bitcoin. The under Of course, it's very unlikely, but the whole chain can be rolled back if there is a kind of a 51% attack.
Percent
So there
attack,
is
yeah.
no real finality. And what he's saying is
You know what's I don't mean to interrupt you, but now that I think about it, D, that's one thing that proof of stake mechanism doesn't really have to contend with, as long as the right holders are the stakers.
I'll talk about it in a little while when he makes those points. I think he's comparing proof of stake with proof of work later on, so I'll give
Got it.
some rebuttals later. But Lightning, kind of, Lightning wasn't invented to fix, or rather, it does not fix these problems. Your finality on layer one, which is still going to be the same thing. Like you still have to wait for 6 confirmations, which is an hour minimum. And on the main chain, if you want to withdraw money from Lightning Network onto the main chain, you still have to pay the layer one cost, which can be very high sometimes. And these hikes usually occur when you need to transfer Bitcoin the most,
Yep.
which is while the price is dumping or pumping, either way. So like yeah, maybe we should continue. More garbage you want to listen.
Takes a few seconds when I push the button.
Simpler way to phrase that is Bitcoin transactions are relatively instant and basically free, which would be a huge deal. And so the story I like to tell is I was hacking on it. I was like the fourth node on the network. There's a buddy of mine in London, and we wanted to recreate the pizza transaction, like really nerdy, right? Like just sitting in my dad's basement, and I sent him a lightning payment to London with my address, and he ordered me a pizza. Payment got there instantly and for free, and it was in that moment, Matt, where I was like, hold on a second. I just sent value to London in less than a second. Didn't cost me anything. There was no concept of interchange. There was no concept of T plus X settlement. What did I send? Did I send a credit liability? Did I send a promise of future settlement? It also happened to be cross-border, but also a commerce payment. But the protocol we used didn't know that, and it was cash final. It blew my mind. And I was like, this is the first innovation grown up by a bunch of traders that the price didn't matter. If Bitcoin was $10, I would have just had to send more of it. If Bitcoin was $10 million, I would have just had to send less. But the innovation was in payments. And I started to look at Bitcoin in conjunction with Lightning as a global value transfer protocol. Visa is a protocol business. SWIFT plus correspondent banking is a value transfer protocol. Western Union is a network. It's a value transfer protocol. And I started looking at this thing like, this thing is magic. It doesn't care if you're crossing borders. It doesn't care if you're buying pizza. It's going to get value, real cash final bearer instrument, this thing. Like, it is not credit. It is a fit.
So allow me to step in here. Do you guys understand what this guy is trying to basically do? He just said it. He's basically trying to become the MoneyGram Western Union of crypto. That's what Lightning Network is, because why are you trying to go off the rails? They'll say they're on the rails, but they're not. Because that's how you can get those payments over from A to B in no time for free. So what's actually happening? That's when you gotta actually look at the protocol.
Look, yeah, like, wait a minute, but to address Alan here, like, the thing is, one of the Hexicans tweeted this, and I had to watch this bullshit. So now everybody has to suffer and watch it with me. Why? And again, this is what he said, complete word salad. Like, you have basically, he sent lightning payment for pizza for a friend in the US.
UK.
No, sorry, from US to UK. Yeah. Like, first of all, if you're see, this kind of payment thing only comes when you are interacting with people who are strangers, not with friends. Like, I have a friend in India. If I want to buy him a pizza, like, I just tell him, go buy a pizza. I will pay you when I come back to India. Like, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to actually make a payment. It's when you are making transactions with strangers when this concept of money comes in. And like, what he's saying, like, now, yeah, maybe in 2010 when the first actual Bitcoin pizza transaction happened, this would have been like world changing. But in 2022, I keep forgetting the year.
I think it was 2017 or 2014. I can't remember when it was. He said
2017.
2017.
Whatever. There were already like Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin, all these things are able to do the same thing. So why does Bitcoin have any additional value?
Doesn't.
So yeah. So basically, he's trying to confuse everyone with word salad. Now let's listen to more of his word salad. Yeah.
Takes a few seconds. Don't forget, guys.
Thanks for that.
While we are waiting, just hit the like and
Subscribe.
if possible, retweet. Like, subscribe, and retweet this. We need more people.
Now, before it starts playing, and then you miss it.
Oh, come on. This stupid thing's broken.
The end.
Oh, what the fuck?
Physical digital instrument that actually travels and moves in real time. And it's going to get there in less than a second and for free no matter where you point the thing. And that's when sorry, I went way over 60 seconds, but then 2 months later, I called my friend back and I said, you're going to think I'm crazy because I know we're like these libertarian anarchists, like screw the state or whatever, but we're going to redo it, but I'm going to make the payment out of my Chase account and you're going to receive it in your Barclays account. And the innovation is we're going to be live converting dollars and British pounds into Bitcoin on Lightning and using Lightning to get the value to London.
But by the way, in terms, so this is what Strike does also.
And that's when I founded the company, is I made an instant remittance payment for pizza to London with dollars and they received it as pounds and it didn't matter what Bitcoin's price was. And I was like, Visa can't do that. Western Union can't do that. And it's not because like I'm like a particular genius. Like this thing is a big deal.
How does the Forex work? I'm just curious, in a bigger picture situation where you have, you know, more customers, you're a grown-up business, and someone's transferring, you know, dollars from LA to, you know, euros in Rome. How do you know you're going to get the same Forex that you would get, you know, over the London exchange?
So I mean, like Forex is really inefficiently priced. Like the rates like come out once a morning, like I'm like reading the paper or something. That like think of a transaction.
But we all know them, right? I want the same Forex that I read in the paper.
And you'll get it. You'll get it.
Yeah. Wales, explain why you laughed, because I know you know. Like
Okay.
Forex markets are like the biggest market, especially
Yes.
USD GBP.
$5 trillion
What is taking
or $4 trillion a day trades in Forex markets. As I've told you guys umpteen times, those are corporate flows. Every single fiat unit of account you can think of worldwide is transacting on those markets, period. This is where every corporation, and I'm just talking about the biggest capital flows in the market. So never mind me. So inefficient that this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, he knows what he's talking about. He's deliberately lying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like you can, like, since when can't Chase Bank send money to Barclays Bank? Like, what is he talking about? Like
have
dollars
no
to
idea.
USD, like it takes. Yeah,
Banks-
they do
Banks
charge.
have been sending money internationally since when? Forever.
Yeah, and but the thing is, yeah, it is slow, but it is not slow because the payment is slow. It's because of the other things like KYC they have to do, that they have to verify uh, who is sending the money to whom, and this has kind of worsened since 2001 9/11 thing. Uh, but yeah, the transfer of value doesn't take time. It's this other paperwork that needs to be done, that takes time. So
Yeah, and speaking of 9/11,
yeah,
isn't it
he's
funny how...
blatantly lying.
I'm sorry, go
Sorry,
ahead, bro.
go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, yeah, so he's blatantly lying.
Yeah,
And
100%.
he just came up with this idea of strike. Like, bro, this has been done since before banks were invented. So please, you know,
Literally, yes.
like you know how those pilots got funded for their flight to New York. They used this kind of system. It's called Hawala, where they move cash without having to go through banks. So
hmm
this is
Still
yeah.
happens today in 2022, FYI. So,
Yeah, let's go ahead. What more lies he is coming up with?
All right, let's do it.
here's how to think about it from a very high level. If you think about the payment from my Chase account received instantly into a buddy's Barclays account, there's 3 legs of that transaction. One is a BTC USD buy. There's money debited from my Chase account and converted into Bitcoin. That's dollars turned to Bitcoin. I'm buying Bitcoin, not knowingly as a consumer, but I'm trying to make a payment. And so we're converting BTC USD buy order. Okay, that's one leg. The second leg is a Lightning Network payment. There's no exchange. That's just BTC going from Chicago to London. And then the third leg is a GBP BTC sell, because I'm going from, or BTC, yeah, I'm going from Bitcoin to British pounds. And so that's just like, it's just like what Coinbase does. Coinbase buys and sells Bitcoin all day. So do we. It's the same thing. And when you net out those transactions, if markets are efficient, I'll tell you what, if there's a problem with that rate compared to the normal Forex rate, then some like prop firm is going to just arb that until it's not. I mean, like, what are we talking about? Like, it's like, well, what if the banana to my left's $1 and the banana to my right's $10? I don't know. Make $9 all day till it's not. I don't know, right? But like, I don't know, I'm not a genius.
Now, one thing
No,
you
you're
mentioned,
not.
Coinbase and a lot of the other crypto-related businesses that seemingly should be okay, no matter what the price of the asset is, are having problems. Maybe it's a business-specific issue with Coinbase. They overhired and they have to then turn people away. But in general, Strike should not be affected by the price. Doesn't matter to you if Bitcoin is $1 million or $10.
That's exactly right. That was the other reason I started the company. It's a payments business. Bitcoin, we just use it as a value transfer protocol to do stuff other people in the.
How about that?
Is this Brad Garlinghouse talking about Ripple Labs, for God's sake?
Yep. Only the younger version.
Only the younger version, and not
And
with
for Bitcoin.
3-second transactions either.
Yeah, and for Bitcoin instead of some random Fed coin. The new Fed coin.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Ridiculous.
Coinbase 2.0, like, why are like, why is he acting like a genius? Like, here's the real genius part. So instead of transacting from USDC to GBP on the largest exchange that is available in the Forex market, minimum kind of bid-ask spread, you first buy BTC with USDC, pay the bid-ask spread there and the fees there. Then you transact on Lightning. Now again, transactions on Lightning are cheap, but they are not free. They are like maybe less than a Satoshi or something like that. But I don't know if that is even possible. But yeah, you can transact as minimal as 1 Satoshi. But yeah, there is a minimal fee. Then after that, you again pay the bid-ask spread while selling it for GBP and exchange fees. So instead of just paying fees once, you are paying fee thrice.
1, 2,
So
3.
yeah, really a genius
4.
business model. Like, wow. And regarding arbitrage, yeah, sometimes the arbitrage opportunity just stays there if it is just kind of uh, like there is always this difference between exchanges, price differences between exchanges. If you don't, sometimes it's just not profitable for small traders to do this. So yeah, that kind of a banana for $1 and banana for $9, it will always remain that way if it is not possible to buy the banana at $1 and sell it for $9 at that place. Let's say, yeah, to give a perfect example, we have a banana for $1 in the Philippines, and a banana costs $9 in Alaska or the Arctic. How can I arbitrage that opportunity? It's not physically possible. So that those things will always remain that way, and people understand this. Yeah. So
It
please,
would be perfect if oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
It would be
That's all
perfect if Richard was on that stage to the guys left and say the crypto was invented to get rid of assholes like this guy right here.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. The new snake oil
Very
salesman.
nice. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's keep going.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how big this video is. I think we are coming to the end.
No, you're not. It's only 7 minutes in. It's like 16 minutes. You sent it. I thought you knew.
Oh my god! Should we continue?
They were
Or
just like,
should
what
we-
did I do?
But
like-
I don't know. Are you
Clearly.
guys? I hope people are liking what we are saying, or at least learning from it.
I mean, it's a good learning experience for those that aren't used to listening to these shifty talkers trying to tell them something that sounds good, but it's not good. Right? So I think this is a good exercise in us calling out the BS as it happens in real time. Because most people aren't used to seeing that.
Yeah, like the guy said, he's a descendant of the money fee rent seekers. That's where he's
Pretty much.
that's what he learned about. That's all he knew was
And
how do
that's
we steal
exactly
money
what
from
he's trying
people
to do.
in
And
transactions.
that's exactly what he's trying to do right now. He's just trying to make Bitcoin that nexus. And this is why they're pumping Bitcoin so hard wherever. All these people are tied together. CME, CBOT, SPX, all these people are tied together. They all are part of the fiat system. So they must be. Pretty straightforward. There's no conspiracy here. It's just straight facts. Wake up. That's why they can impose a little. Why do you think the banks, the exchanges, all these entities that make money off of their users, off of their customers, why do you think they let these regulators impose these massively invasive rules that are not laws? Because if they all just said no, there would be nothing the regulator could do. But they say yes, don't they? All over. As if there is no way that they can say no. But of course there is. All they got to do is say no. Because it's illegal. It's unlawful, excuse me. Not illegal, but unlawful. Everything that we're subjected to through the guise of quote-unquote terrorism is wholly unlawful. Period. It is. And they let it happen. So, of course, they're complicit. Do not think for 1 second that these fools accepting crypto is for your benefit. Because it's not. And I've been saying it ever since. So don't get it twisted. This guy, major scammer. Just like the rest of them. Comes from that blood. So, of course, you're going to be part of that.
Yep.
So don't get it twisted.
Who's
So,
got the
D, what do you
signals
wanna
going
do?
on the phone? Mute the damn thing.
Yeah, I'm getting messages on my phone.
You can mute
Personal.
them, can't you, D-Raj?
I didn't realize it wasn't on mute, so it's
Take
okay.
the time now to mute it then.
His private badminton lesson is 20 minutes
Yeah.
away.
I beat it 3 times.
You had date.
I'm booking the court for badminton, you know. Anyways, no, we'll talk. Let's continue watching
Yeah, let's
this.
continue with the video. But just be
It's
mindful as we're watching it that this guy is part of the problem. And they're using Bitcoin and fake protocols that are built on top of Bitcoin to essentially goat people into believing the narrative, which is their narrative. Now you got to really listen to the words that they use because they're really shifty talkers, right? This is how they goat people into buying their scams. This is how you got associates, right? So pay attention.
The industry can't do. But we're not correlated to the price of the asset, right? Like for example, working with really large fast food retailers, those are our customers. Working with NCR to enable the receiving of dollars over this thing. So in theory, a Cash App user, it could go dollars from Cash App to Bitcoin on Lightning straight into a large retailer like a Wendy's, for example. Like, we empower that. Wendy's doesn't care about the price of the thing. They're getting instantly credited dollars without any notion of interchange that is fixed and announced by the Fed or by a bank consortium. So they don't have a tab open of like, what's the price of Bitcoin? They don't do that, right? They don't care. It's better payments. So,
and just to editorialize, I think Wendy's is clearly the best fast food, at least of the three major chains. Do we all agree it's the highest quality?
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
What about...
What? Is that a thing?
Bro, no way.
First of all, no. Jollibee is the best fast food restaurant there is. If you these guys haven't really tasted any of the menu from Jollibee, so they are saying this. Yeah, so maybe, but yeah,
first of all, they don't know what the hell they're
let's
talking
continue.
about.
Let's continue.
Wait. Thank God that the HexAsians logo is destroying that QR code for people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
exactly what I thought. Yeah.
For sure.
All right, let's keep going.
Today, man. Today.
Now.
Many minutes later.
Probably has Wendy's stock he's invested into.
This is funny because it's gonna start talking randomly when we don't want it to. Watch. It's just how it works.
Competitors. I mean, anyone could do this. Visa, Western Union, Barclays, they could all jump on and use the Lightning Network. That doesn't bother you?
No, the thesis is that the network is going to be better than what we have today. Today we have these kind of like old bifurcated, like if I walk into Starbucks with Western Union, they're gonna be like, what am I supposed to do with that? And if I try and remit money over Visa to El Salvador, don't really work. You have these highly optimized digital payment networks for non-digital assets. It's very expensive. There's a lot of fixed costs. It's very slow. And I think that this one open global singular network all these other services will consolidate on it. So it's implied that Cash App comes on. What's the use of a network if I'm the only guy on there? That's a pretty lonely network, Matt. According to the definition of a network, I don't even think it'd be called a network. So it's implied that, yeah, one day before I die, my wire transfer from Chase to Barclays should be over a more efficient payment rail. And so I think what we all want is open free market competition where anyone can, it's an open standard for the transfer value. And it's very simple. Like, people think like, well, Visa's easier. They don't have to touch Bitcoin. Visa's not easier. It's slinging around a bunch of credit liabilities all over the place. So it's not easy. And it's, you go online, read the instructions, you implement it, and you can build the experience you want. And that's where you get inherent free market competition, which inherently suppresses pricing, and you get to really get to the bottom of things like financial inclusion problems. Like, if JP Morgan Chase can't bank someone because the only way they make revenue on you is if you're credit worthy. But now, if the value transfer standard's open, people could build services for whoever they want. And if there's a real market opportunity, the market's going to find that, right? So I think it's just a better world, and the more people that come on, the better. And for a business like mine, we benefit from the network effects of that. Like people are like, what happens when Amazon turns it on? Like, I don't know, probably worth 10 times more overnight, right? Like,
you mentioned El Salvador, by the way. I don't know if it's the perfect petri dish, but it certainly is an experiment. How do you think that's working out? Because Strike is active there and very widely used, as are other.
So Strike isn't the Lightning Network. Got it.
So yes, Strike isn't the Lightning Network. It's just another middleman. Which takes your dollars and temporarily buys Bitcoin, and then again sells it, taking another fee cut to whichever currency.
They're just taking both sides.
So, and really, what he's trying to explain, like it isn't exclusive to Bitcoin. Like every other crypto does that, even BCH. And if you, which is kind of my favorite, if you're transacting between exchanges, like dollar for dollar, it has the lowest fees. Even I think it is even lower than Litecoin sometimes, because like, yeah,
Yeah,
if and if
I
you
think
are
you're
just
right.
going to,
BCH is the lowest dollar for dollar
yeah,
fee
so
wise.
and yeah, it's like if you are just going to buy it for like a few seconds just to transfer it over to another exchange and then sell it off, then it really doesn't matter. You can use any of the, you can even use Terra, which is currently under underwater kind of thing, like provided it you are able to get your transactions through. So his, and regarding like, again regarding adoption, yeah, Wendy's doesn't care about whether it's
Nope.
receiving via Bitcoin or any other crypto. It just
All they
wants
care is that you're gonna
its
use it
dollar.
to pay them to buy some shit. That's it.
Yeah,
So they can get
and
USD after the fact. That's it. Just like Tesla,
and
sold their Bitcoin.
and again, like this is like Visa or credit cards have been working like flawlessly, like, I would say, for so many years. Yeah, they are very efficient. You even get that is how they kind of are able to give you cashback rewards. That now that is a different discussion altogether. But yeah, if you want to buy, this doesn't make sense at all. Just I like how he speaks so fast. Like he tries to. It's one of those kind of debating techniques. Another guy who is like quite good at using it is Ben Shapiro. If you listen to him, sometimes like he does the same thing. He talks so fast that the guy in front doesn't get a chance to for a rebuttal, and then he just moves on to the next point. So this is what he's kind of doing right now. But and El Salvador, maybe we'll discuss it sometime. Yeah, this is what is happening there.
Reporters are asking, "What happened to your Bitcoin?" It's in the green. Thanks for asking, but
But
we're good.
yeah, eh, but here is the thing, like mm,
Apps.
i-
Sorry.
if they do default, like now they have just the reason their credit rating was cut is completely different. Like yeah, they are kind of rising against the dollar, that going against the dollar, that is why they are going to have face such harsh measures. But if they default, they have the right to default, like just like if a guy, if your friend borrows some money from you and he goes, sorry, I lost everything, I can't pay you back. It's, what are you going to do? You can't do, like you can sue him, but you will only end up losing more money in court case. So but that's the, but here is the difference, like at personal level things are different. At national levels those rules change. These guys won't be allowed to default. The World Bank will come in and buy up their assets or resources, whichever are available. I hope they will be able to fight back against it. Anyways, let's continue.
Sorry, just before I move on, I thought it was funny he mentioned Amazon. I found this shit. Oh,
That's
actually, you
funny.
can't see it. Hang
Yeah,
on.
you can't see the whole thing. Puts it in the
Oh
cart.
shit. Yeah, puts it in the.
That's the cart.
All right, keep going.
Sometime today. Don't worry, folks. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's working well. I don't know. Like, since when was like changing the world and like the trajectory of your country a homework assignment that was due in like 3 days? Like, come on. I think it's working well.
Well, it just happens to coincide with the drop of Bitcoin by like 60%. So
yeah, I mean,
that's why it gets a lot of attention.
I've been through a lot of these bear markets. This is the first one where Bitcoin, through a violent bear market where everyone's freaking out, is outperforming Netflix. So, Matt, everything's dropping. What do you want El Salvador to hold right now instead? Like, right? And like the rising of rates crushes emerging markets. So I don't know. Pick your poison. Like, the system's broken.
That was actually a good answer.
But you can see how people are able to use Strike in places like El Salvador, places like Argentina, where you're active.
Yeah, so I mean, like, we're the acquirer for Domino's, for example, in El Salvador. They're receiving payments, instant cash finality from any interoperable service. You want to use the government wallet, you want to use the wallet your cousin made in your basement. It's like dollar to dollar using this open network. These two counterparties, we don't sign MSAs with them. I don't have to check their creditworthiness to their balance sheet. We don't need, SBF to, see if anyone's like unaccredited, right? Like, it's just cash final, bearer instrument. And so, yeah, for consumers to Domino's, for U.S. citizens remitting money home. And it's really cool, too. I mean, you could remit $1 instantly and for free. So you're talking about a lot of low-income folks where, sure, TransferWise fees aren't that bad if you're remitting $100,000. If you're remitting $10, it's 50%, right?
Yeah, by the way, how does Strike then make money? I mean, if I'm able to send $1 for free, how much do you get of it?
Yeah, so we don't actually think of ourselves as like a competitive crypto app. We think we're providing a premium, like, banking-like experience for consumers where we give you a Visa card, we make money on that, right? We offer the same suite of products. We're interoperable with the card network. You can make ACH transfers, but then we also give you this Lightning Network thing, and we give you yield savings accounts, like how do banks monetize consumers? It's the same thing. And then on the acquiring side, it's the same thing. My counter positioning, like, for example, a card network's rack rate is probably 100 basis points. It's a near 100% cash flow positive business for me. So I could charge a big retailer 5 basis points. That's all cash flow positive, right? And so I'm just doing the same financial services, just better. That's the innovation. It's not rocket science. It's just better pricing, better experience, so it's pretty straightforward.
I want to ask a little bit about the crypto universe in general. As you said, you've been in since your late teens. You've seen a lot of bear markets. It's so weird to hear someone who's 28 say that, because I normally talk to 70-year-olds who say that, and they're talking about the market. What do you think about this crypto winter? I mean, for me, it's insane. I bought my first Bitcoin at $600 also to see that it's still worth $20,000. But obviously, for someone who got in at 40, 50, 60, it's painful.
I don't know. Like, the fundamentals of Bitcoin and any viable investment thesis hasn't changed. And to be clear, I don't know, if this is a hot take in this room, but I'm Bitcoin. I don't, you don't want me to get going on everything else. So,
oh, but I do.
Oh, we will. All right. So I think Bitcoin fundamentals haven't changed. The correlation to risk assets is interesting. We don't have enough time to expand on that, but I do think, like, post 2008, what you saw is assets with any relative fixed quantity, or just you're implying non-direct relationship to interest rates, start to rally on the back half of recessions and macro environments like this. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see if Bitcoin rallies when others don't in like 6 to 12 months. But right now, it's risk off of everything. Like, everyone's scared. Even the T-bond market, like, everything's trading terribly.
But the biggest criticism of Bitcoin, other than the fact that non-believers say it has no intrinsic value, is that it uses so much energy to mine. And I actually know your take on this already, so maybe we don't get into it. But one of the things we talk about on our crypto show a lot is proof of work versus proof of stake. We have people come on like Joe Lubin who really defend the idea of proof of stake and saying that it's going to be even more secure. Yeah. I know he does. But what's your take? I mean, Ether is...
Look, this is going to be the next part is going to be a bit spicy. Like I will debunk his proof of work versus proof of stake later, but yeah, I hope everybody understood. Like he's going full retard over here,
Yeah.
like, and yeah. So basically, he's trying to be the new bank. They're like he isn't even trying to hide it. Like he just said that they are just providing the same services as a bank. They are going to be charging fees like a bank. Probably will be shutting down accounts like a bank,
Yep.
and just they are using Lightning as a payment kind of
Process.
processing. No, like the final payment is measured in Bitcoin rather than the
USD.
dollar. It's a, yeah, yeah, and but again, he can use any of the other cryptos if he wants. Like this
Be right
model
back.
will still work, but his yeah. Let's go for the final part, like the proof of work versus proof of stake, and listen
Yep.
to this guy speak. I hope you can find.
Just before I do, I just noticed like early he said like if you send $1 transaction, it's free, and then he says he charges money for someone who's say sends 100 grand. So I just thought to myself, why don't you just send $1 100,000 times and you get it for free?
Indeed, DDoS the network. Awesome. Spam the network.
Yeah. Oh, like
That's it.
and the other thing he was saying, like if you want to remit like $1 or $10 to your home country, it's like 50% fees. But, bro, have you ever done any remittances? Nobody's remits $10 home. Like
Nobody would do that.
usually
Yep.
it's once a month or something like that, once every 2 months, and you like
I mean,
send
even if you're
how
doing once
much?
a week, you're not doing $10, right? Like you're doing a sizable
Yeah,
amount.
like yeah, nobody sends for remittances. Like yeah, you do once. Like I said, if I want to buy something in India, so I will just tell my friend to buy it, and at the end of the month we will settle it via a single payment altogether. Like why do you need continuously? You don't need to be doing these many transactions every day. Yeah, I don't know what Zoom remits, but
Yeah. Zoom
anyways,
is just another Western Union, just via an app type thing.
Mm.
It's a big
You should
challenger.
disclose that
there,
to
like
SEC.
yeah, there are
No, it's not. So first of all, using energy is not a bad thing, Matt. Like, engineering and the use of energy is implied in like the growth of humanity. You know what else uses a lot of energy? An airplane. So I tell you what, you don't like energy. Next time you and the wife go to Europe, you take a kayak. I'll fly United. Next time you want to save
Yeah,
and
bro,
grow
you
your
schooled
family's
him.
wealth, you use the dollar. I'll use Bitcoin. Next time you wash your clothes, you hand scrape your kid's stain out of the white t-shirt, I'll use a washing machine. Like, since when was using energy a bad thing? I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
brah.
Like, it's
It's like
absolutely asinine and
molecules.
ridiculous. And as far as, it's just ridiculous, seriously. It's like no one was like, oh, this airplane uses too much energy.
But we're
It's like,
trying to use
I want
less.
to travel without
You know, when
dying.
Greta comes here, she takes a sailboat. So
Yeah,
the idea
did she
is
get like deathly sick or something?
she was not a good experience
Poor
for her,
girl,
but
poor girl.
but a small carbon footprint.
No,
Care the kids care about their carbon footprint.
Like,
even
what
the
about
footprint,
carbon? Like, there's carbon all around, bro.
It's the best use of energy. You know, like what an airplane can't do, or your washing machine. Like make use of excess energy of a waterfall, so it helps stabilize the grid.
the fuck?
Like
What the fuck?
guys flying airplanes aren't stabilizing the grid, so it's just such an asinine, ridiculous, uninformed, uneducated.
Donkulous.
I was about to say, why don't he flies a jet that's powered by Bitcoin miners or some shit along the way?
Yeah, right.
yeah. Since you have paused it, let me point out what he's doing here. He's creating the one of the most common fallacies that are used for debating. That is false equivalence. You
Or
cannot
post-
compare.
Yeah. He's doing a false dichotomy, but he's also doing post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacies as well, all over the place.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
it's
a
like,
massacre.
he's just freaking a lunatic. It's, what is it? Socrates, okay, so all men are mortal. Socrates is a man, therefore all men are Socrates.
Yep.
Yeah, but the thing here is not about using energy, it's about wasting energy. Like, yeah, you are utilizing productively energy when you are flying from point A to point B. While you are running Bitcoin miners, it's just waste. Like, it doesn't have to be this high. It doesn't. You don't have need it at all. That's the point. Yeah, I think we are kind of at the end of the video. Let's finish this and
Oh
let's
God,
have
I
this
hope so.
final. But yeah.
6 months later.
Yeah, those kill me.
It needs 6 confirmations every time you start.
Yo, word, just like Bitcoin.
It's a lightning network.
It's a lightning network.
Opinion. Those are the kind of questions I ask.
Sorry. No, proof of stake, like, first of all, if you want an asset to have a commodity premium, which, you know, this room knows what that is, creating money can't be free. Like, guys, what are we talking about? Like, the fact that if a lot of people want to create Bitcoin, it becomes more difficult is why the thing works. Have you lost your mind? Creating money cannot be free. And so, like, what do you mean it's just a stake in the network? So someone like BlackRock just buys stakes in the network? It's absolutely ridiculous. And then you also have to account for things like the laws of physics, which proof of work does. I mean, I think what Michael Saylor calls Bitcoin property and everything else not. I'm not going to comment on what the SEC should do or anything, but I think the real direct messaging there is your relationship with Bitcoin is not a liability. Okay? Your relationship with Bitcoin is not a proxy to some foundation, some team, some corporate structure, some development decision. In fact, the founder of Bitcoin, he, she, or they might be dead. And it's working really well, Matt. That's what Saylor means when it's a property. There's no liability relationship. Like stable coins, there's a liability there. It doesn't mean stable coins are bad. Matt, I own a security. It's called strike stock. Securities aren't bad. Building liability relationships, like Tesla stock's not bad, but there's a liability there with Elon and the company and their roadmap and their cash balance, right? And so, like, proof of stake, your relationship with that asset's a liability. A stable coin, your relationship with that's a liability. In theory, what you want is a monetary asset where there are no liability relationships. That's the whole point of the thing. That's what proof of work solved.
Externalities.
It was like an amazing innovation. Proof of stake, if proof of work is like, we finally got an airplane to fly, so this is a quote of a friend of mine, proof of stake is like, we know how to make it cheaper, faster, and less carbon efficient just by not flying. It's like, well, like, that's not like a competitor. That's just a totally different product. So, sorry, I got a little animated. That's
good. But we're on internationally broadcast television.
Sorry.
Dropping F-bombs. Yep.
Let's watch the language. I want to finally ask about, you're not going to tell the SEC what to do, but obviously payments is a business that is highly influenced and affected by regulation, especially after the Durbin Amendment and then the Fed put a cap on the amount of transaction fees. What can be done about that? Because you don't have the lobbying power of a Walmart or a Visa, you know.
Yeah, but you might. Here's what I mean by that. So for those that don't know, Matt's alluding to post-2008, the Dodd-Frank Reform, where the government was like, this is ridiculous. Like, the counterparty risk that a lot of these central banking actors pose to the economy is too big. Oh, whether they're right or wrong, we could have a whiskey over that, but that was how they felt. then the Durbin Amendment took debit card interchange away from banks. They're like, this is ridiculous. You're charging 3% to move a balance from Chase to Bank of America. There's no credit in that. There's no like cost in that. That's not 3%. And like, why are you saying that? Durbin took it away from them. What ended up happening then is someone like Bank of America goes, well, I can't monetize mortgage lending anymore post 2008. That blew up, didn't it? Now I can't monetize my checking accounts. So when did we start seeing overdrafts, non-free checking, and a push to consumer credit, which is a U.S. phenomena because of this environment? There's no credit card market in Europe. It was then. It was when Bank of America said, listen, the federal government took all my revenue models away. The only way I can really make money is credit cards. And then you see businesses like Chime. These are like Durbin Amendment arbitrages, which it's just a checking account and debit card that routes under the exemption of $10 billion worth of assets, right? And so what I think in my messaging to the Durbin office, I had the pleasure of speaking with them, is kind of like put the guns down. Like federal overreach, what we really want is an open, true, fair marketplace. We want an open value transfer protocol where Square and Bank of America and Chime can all compete on getting money to Wendy's fairly. And that's it. And so when you say Walmart and Bank of America is not on your side, maybe they are. That's the power of an open network. And I think if you want true price suppression and you want true open market competition, if you were to rebuild Visa, you would do it just like the Lightning Network. All the banks would be independent nodes that are on a distributed payment rail, and everyone's open to compete on how to sling the value between each other. And the value has to be property. There can't be a liability in there. Like, what if someone seizes the stable coins in the bank? What if someone on the foundation of the founding team of the token goes through a divorce or something? It's like independent of any liability, and that's how it's cash final value escrow, and let the free market compete for experiences on the acquiring and the issuing side, or the remitting side, the global payment side. That's my take. And I told Durbin, I don't know if federal overreach is going to solve this. I think a free open market like Lightning may be the most American thing we got at solving this problem.
America. Please tell me that was the end.
That was the end. That was definitely,
yeah. When all kind of logic fails, you hide behind the flag. But there are like so
I noticed
many...
there was nothing peer-to-peer about that.
Nope, it was him. So
it's peer and his peers to your peer.
Pretty much.
But like, here's the thing, like he talks about like only Bitcoin is property and rest everything is liability. Like if you are going to make this argument, then everything is a liability. Like, so what's the problem with transacting with liabilities? Like debit or these credit markets have existed long before
he lost the plot. My brain's already damaged anyway.
I can't think anymore.
Yeah.
I'm willing to trade everything for nuts.
My like I wanted to like point this out, like even proof of work is a kind of a form of proof of stake. So instead of buying coins to be staked on a network, you are buying mining hardware. So that's how you measure how much stake you have in the network, and depending on how much like money you spend or waste on mining, that is on electricity bill, you get rewards. So basically how much you are spending in how much money you are spending, that is how much rights you have on the blockchain in a proof of work network. So this is what is exactly being done on proof of stake networks, except we don't need that externality of having to spend money on hardware or on electricity. You can run proof of stake networks at a very high efficiency just by showing how much money you have staked in the system. you get rights to the to what you call confirm a transaction on the system, which is like I said, exactly what a bit proof of work system does. And again, regarding everything else being security, if you really look into it, like there are only 3 or 4 Bitcoin miner producers. Uh, I think Bitmain is the major one. I forgot the name of the other two. But so you kind of can think of Bitcoin as a proxy share of these companies where you are being paid dividend in form of Bitcoin by these companies. Bitcoin. So it's definitely
Uh-oh.
No, it's just a pregnant
One
pause.
eternity later.
Nope, doesn't work.
Diraj, breathe. Blink, blink. Don't blink if you want us to take you off the chat.
Nope, still wrecked.
Gotcha,
Correct.
dumb.
Yo, we gave him all the options.
Gotcha, dumb.
Holy shit.
Get us
man, the
out.
coke.
Connect.
Oh, he's gone. Oh well. Hey, just something else. Did you guys see the new trailer from Highest of Stakes?
No, actually,
Roll
I
it.
Roll it. Yeah, I think so much brain damage from that video. I'll play this one.
Thank you.
Let's do
Fuck
that, shall
me.
we? Let's hype the hype train.
Bam.
I just
Video
ended
is
it. The
deraging,
sick
yeah.
was stuffed. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry about it.
Wasn't
then,
me.
but,
was
always. Always.
It has a little bit more of that tinge, that air of conflict.
Meh.
Yeah.
It would be for those that don't know, but not for people like us that, in fact, know.
No, but this isn't for us.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying.
No.
It's not for us at all.
So to build a little
I think that's a
tension,
good
build
point to
little
make.
conflict.
I think that's a good point to make. It's not for us.
Nope.
It's not for us.
Yeah, definitely will be worth watching
Mm-hmm.
on whichever streaming platform it comes out on.
For sure.
Like at least like like the last crypto movie, like what was it called? Search for the Crypto King regarding
Yep.
Quadrigas.
I
Those
never
are
seen
like,
that.
yeah,
I
it's
don't have really
okay, but
interest in watching that. Like, it's a negative
yeah,
connotation
yeah,
towards crypto,
it is.
yeah, yeah,
Almost
it is.
such.
It is like everybody losing money, whereas
Yeah, that
this
ain't
is going to
reality.
be a
But that's what they want people to think. You see? Yeah, it's just for us to be like, yeah, we were here first, bitches. It's about
Pretty
it.
much.
Yep. Like, you losers had to see it through a movie. We were waiting for y'all.
But I'm good.
Oh,
Like making up shit now.
your own language.
Yeah.
But yeah, one last point I forgot to make about the Bitcoin proof of
Sure.
stake kind of, like regarding Lightning Network itself, like it's kind of broken. Like there have been instances where people have had their Bitcoin stuck on Lightning Network. I
Don't tell me
think
that.
they
I hadn't
solved the
even looked
problem, but
into it. Damn, that's
like,
funny.
yeah, and the thing is, it's like. Uh, how Lightning actually works is you lock in Bitcoin at two ends, and or so let's say if we have to transact I can like for example, Wheels and I have to transact. So will create a channel between each other, and one of us will if I want to send you Bitcoin, I will add that much amount of Bitcoin. Previously, it was limited to $200, but I think they increased the limit. So I put in $200 worth of Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at my end, and send it to you. And
Right.
after that, if once that is done, like we can be transacting between each other those 200
Back
uh,
and forth.
dollars back and forth
Worth.
as much as you want.
Yeah.
And then I can, or you can create another channel with some other guy, if I want to send money to another guy, I can send it via you, because we have a channel established,
Right.
kind of thing. So
It's like opening a
what happens
corridor.
is, yeah, but the problem is all three nodes or lightning nodes have to be active for that transaction to take place. So if now there have been instances when there are ways to route around it, but there have been instances where some lightning node fails or
Mm.
is down due to network, and that has led people transaction getting stuck and people losing money on lightning. So why even bother, and
Yeah.
currently Ethereum does this for, if you are using Ethereum layer 2s, it's like much cheaper and faster. So it's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's funny as hell. You know, everybody poses in front of the leaning tower. That they,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, silly.
Very annoying.
It's all about the point of view.
Yeah.
But by the way, speaking of Bitcoin price, how is it doing right now? Can we see a little bit of chart? Uh, I think we were stuck in the 22-23K range.
21,900 right now.
Yeah, 22K. Yeah, like I feel, again, I said this last week, that I feel that the BART pattern, I hope everybody is old enough to know what a BART pattern is, where price jumps up, goes sideways for a little while, and dumps down lower. So this is what I think is forming right now. Let's hope it is not. I don't want I Even though I may hate those maximalists, Bitcoin maximalists, I really don't want anybody getting wrecked financially. So it's anyways. Uh, yeah, and what about Hex Price? It's still going sideways, I guess. 4.2 cents, like around that. No, last time I checked. But we are
Hex.
slowly getting bullish.
Let's see. Where is Hex at? 4.2 cents on V3.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, we are still like the
Grinding
MACD
higher.
has not MACD has still to cross the midline, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we
Not
are
full
not
bull just
completely
yet.
bullish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might see some sideways action. So
Yep.
one of the best things to do while we are going sideways is be liquidity providers. If
Yep.
you know the range where it is. So this was the alpha for the week.
I love that fake super chat. Why only stop at $50 though? You could have been a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, you could have
giving.
gave the full freight and just made it the full
Yeah.
500 and been
Why
done
not
with
go
it.
$50 million if it's going to be
Maybe
fair?
he wants to just make more comments. Who knows?
But what I'm saying is, please add liquidity so that you can be my exit liquidity.
Thank
That
you.
was the wine
this is-
mojito. Got it.
That was, yeah, I figured I'd show that. I've never seen that before.
Sparkling wine
Mm,
mojito.
Wine mojito. Mojito. I think the
How
way
does
you guys ever heard Brian from Family Guy say mojito?
No.
I think he has the best pronunciation of the word.
Mojito?
He says it very awkwardly. Mojito is some stupid, weird white guy way of saying it. I don't know, but it just sounds hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so stereotypical I can't mimic it, but it's very funny. Yeah, it's a good one. Let's check it out. Maybe I'll bring a clip next time. Mojito.
Yes,
Very
Alan is my true fan. He is saving up fiat currency to buy my token later.
Boom.
Very smart of you. Cool.
Nice.
Whip. Oh, whip.
He wants to be part of the no way.
No way.
And
Anyway. Is it
No, I
catch
think
about on
that's
time?
Stewie.
Yes. Yes, yes,
Stewie
and
says
yes.
whipped cream.
but
Whipped cream.
hey,
yeah.
middle class.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like,
What?
but regarding while we were talking about pronunciations, is it okay to share that video?
Oh yeah, yeah,
YouTube?
yeah. I think I have it ready
Yeah.
queued up with pronunciation. So hold on, where is it? Yep. All right, ready to roll.
day, I was this year's old. This old. When I found out that the GoPro that we had gotten for Christmas, GoPro 8, I was so excited for this, and I thought this is the best thing that I've ever possibly could have gotten in the whole entire world to record all our adventures, all our shows, all our things like that. I was told it was voice activated, so for the last couple of days of my life, I spent my whole time GoPro record. GoPro record. So I took it back to the photog department and I asked them to see what is the problem. Allow me to elaborate. GoPro, start to record. Indian English. It's a thing. I've never felt so stupid in all my life.
Wow. That was crazy. I wouldn't believe it unless I saw it.
See, CEO of Google. Look, hear me out. CEO of Google, CEO of Windows, CEO of Twitter.
Pepsi.
Where are their country of origin? Like
Pepsi.
India.
India.
Yeah, CEO of Pepsi. The
lady.
vice president of the USA. Where
Is
is
she? I
her
didn't even know
country?
that. Didn't even know that.
So yeah, so yeah, you better start learning and listen to me more so that you are familiar with it. You will be learning it.
Do we also have to have the countenance and the tempo as well of a D-Raj
Yes.
more? Okay.
The tempo you can vary according to your preference, but yeah, you will have to.
Can you go ahead and say, GoPro, please start recording?
GoPro, please start recording.
It worked.
Ridiculous.
Hey Alexa. Hey Alexa, order a GoPro.
I'm sorry, I don't get that. Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
So
Anyways, I think that was about it. This is the high point of the stream. Let's end it here with a higher note. Kacha badam.
All right, let's do that.
Bam.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. Yeah, well, we broke a record. 2 hours and 6 minutes. There we go. Yeah, we'll be back next week again. Yeah, same time, same place. We'll see you again next week.
Later, guys.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Hex stakes an average of 38% per.
God damn it, wrong video. Oops, hang on.
How dare you?
Talk about oops.
There we go.
Catch up hoops.
Anyway, good night, and if you're in the daytime, enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.
I badam ase palo mata churi mala diye mobile body bhanga diye badam mobile body gulo pasi se kadam tat saman tunga badam taran I badam ase palo mata churi mala diye mobile body bhanga diye badam mobile body gulo pasi se kadam tat saman tunga badam taran badam badam tat kacha badam amaga chinai ko kuku badam 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 tat kacha badam amaga chinai ko kuku badam 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 da da badam 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 da da badam 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 da da badam 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 amaga chinai ko kuku badam badam